that we didn't do last week. But last week was like I had 4 like little combats that would have like led you through the swamp, so to speak. And I didn't like it. It was a little tedious. I felt. I was thinking about it over the weekend. And I'm like, let me redo this and come up with something different. So I did come up with something different.
Hold
yeah.
hold your breath for a second. Then release your breath.
Wow.
Oh,
That was close.
from here.
Nearly suffocated.
You almost passed out, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. I started seeing little flashes of light, those little sparklies and everything. I was holding my breath. All right, so you guys just fought some. Oh shit, were they bogglings? I don't remember what you even
Mud
fought.
methods.
Yeah, well, there was something else too, but yeah, the mud methods. There was 3.
There was a shitload of them. There's only 2 of us.
Yeah, 3 is a shitload for us.
True. Yeah, you're still low level, and I mean, I am doing like I'm trying.
Why haven't we got our fireballs yet? Hmm?
That's true. You don't have fireballs. I am trying to.
Barbarians get fireballs. I'm going to be a cross barbarian sorcerer hybrid.
Barbarian sorcerer, yes, sure. Oh, that's funny. All right, so. Oh, now I'm yawning. Sorry.
You are literally going to be a cross between the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Street Fighter, aren't you? It's going to be like Hadouken, and then boom, there goes.
I'm going to fireball and then chop you up. Yeah.
Tiger.
The opening move is Hadouken, then you go in and chop the shit out of whoever survived, and then you Hadouken the boss man.
No, you just sit there Hadoukening the whole time.
Yeah, he's one of those.
Haven't got enough power yet.
All right, so you guys just took out some mud methods, and you know, because the whatchamacallit in the attic, she was all like, "This is about whereabouts I got attacked," and I thought I was done. I thought I took care of them all, but they got me in the back. You got a sneak shot in, and so you guys were looking for where that was. You went down into the woods. You came into this little muddy, swampy, lowland part of the hills. The mud methods and whatever the other things were came out, and they wanted to rough you up. And you managed to beat them. I don't want to say you got beat too bad, but you did take about half your health on average, like 20.
It took about half my health and a third of Jade Morgan's health.
Yeah, but you managed to subdue and murder the mud methods and whatnot. And as you guys are recovering, and I think you guys said you wanted to loot them. I don't remember. But as you guys are recovering, the ground starts to shake and tremble, and the mud starts bubbling.
Oh, that's not good.
The ground shakes and trembles. I would like to get...
a giant frog comes out and eats you both.
Oh god, that would be kind of fun, but no. Give you guys athletics check here, relatively low DC, because now it's shaking. I wanted to see if any of you fall down, and you told me I could do it myself now. Actually, should I just make you guys do it? What do you want? Do you want to roll
on the
it?
party sheet? It's up to you. We can do it, or you can do it.
All right, do a.
On the party sheet, you can set the athletics difficulty.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I was like. I could do it this way. Like I just didn't know if. Why is it rolling 3?
There's 14 of us.
Someone had an advantage. No, somebody had an advantage. Look at that. So you don't fall down into the mud as it's shaking and vibrating. There, you guys could see those rolls, right?
Yeah. Oh, we couldn't see the rolls. We can see the results. Nice. Yeah.
I can see the roll.
Good.
You saw the grey dice. You didn't see the.
Oh no, I can see the result of the roll.
Good. I didn't know if it would be visible or not because I'm not 100% familiar with that feature. I kind of like it. I kind of don't because I don't want it to feel like I'm doing everything for you. But it's kind of neat because you can put the DC in at least.
Yeah, and if you need to make a secret roll, you do it in a tower.
Or you can click the eyeball.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, or you can do it in a tower. So if you need to have hidden rolls, you can do it in the tower as well.
So you didn't see the success of the next roll I made, did you?
No.
Success or fail?
Yeah, no
Right.
results there, but we got both rolled natural 20s, didn't we?
No, but you did succeed. I mean, the DC was only 5. Oh, 1 second. I just unplugged my headphones.
No, I didn't get a natural 20. I don't think either of us did.
No, I was lying. Yeah. He said you didn't see the results. I said we both got natural 20s, did we? I was just talking bollocks. He's broken his headphones.
Yeah.
Did he see the Jeff Butler interview?
I did not.
It's nearly 3 hours. Jeff Butler talking about EverQuest Next, why it failed, everything. It's really good.
All right.
But it's nearly 3 hours long. So.
Yeah, I have not seen that.
Sorry about that. Can I hear you now? Can you give me a test?
I don't know. Can I hear you?
I can hear you now. Yeah. And sorry, you hear me kicking my chair around. As I'm
Who's
moving.
this?
Who are you?
I seem to need one of those extender cables for my fucking headphones because.
Yeah, that's why I got microphones. I was sick of all that headsets coming on and off shit.
I got a microphone and
Oh,
got
I
all
mean,
the speakers and
not
whatnot,
microphones,
but-
speakers.
Yeah, well, I got a sound bar, but my desk is not set up in a way to make that effective. All you would hear is "Ooh," feedback. So
FK for 1 minute.
sounds good. Give me a chance to get my pants back on.
Wow.
I had to use my pants as a lasso to whip behind my computer. No, I'm kidding. That'd be silly. So nice that you guys passed your athletics checks. You didn't
Well,
fall.
what was causing said earthquake or swamp quake?
Oh, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out. I'll tell you.
Yeah, probably.
You're not gonna like it.
No, probably not, because we're a bit out of stuff at the minute.
Yeah, you are. You're beat. It's gonna be fun. Not really. I don't know. I'm gonna try something rather experimental. You know what's funny is when I make a map, I kind of like making my own maps more because one, they're obviously geared towards something specific that I want. Yeah, it's more effort and whatnot, and time and brain energy. But I'm realizing that by making my own maps, the easiest part about it is doing the grid because I just have to type in the grid size associated with the resolution I made the image in Dungeon Draft. Whereas if it's like manual, like this one here from this Patreon one for the swamp map, I have to guess what resolution it's at, like for the grid size. It's kind of tedious. Silly, silly me. Java juice. You went and got a Jamba Juice. You got a Jamba Juice.
Bomba Juna.
Bumblebee tuna. I might just a little off the top. About the legs, they don't need those. All right, so are we back?
For me.
I see Kylan. I hear Jimmy.
I think we're all here.
All right, we're all here. We need more people. That'd be more fun. All right, so you guys succeeded not falling down from the rumbling beneath your feet, the swamp bubbling up and stuff around you. As you look around, it is located centrally to roughly where you are. It's not the whole swamp isn't rising up and bubbling, and it's not you can tell it's not a full-fledged earthquake. And how would you guys all give me another athletics check with a DC of 10? Yeah. Chaka with a 16 beats the DC of 10. And let's see what Jade gets. Ooh, 19. You also beat the DC.
Look at us just dancing around.
Yeah. Like do, fuck the bubbles, fuck the bubbles. And the higher DC is because the whole thing gets more aggressive, the bloop and whatnot. And 1 second. Sorry, one more moment. I forgot to click something. I had it all ready until I did that.
I
Okay,
am
so
a robot.
let's share this wonderful map here. I should have done that after I shared the record. So you fall through the mud as it comes down, and you kind of slide down the mud almost as if it was like a slide in a playground of sorts, and you just land at the bottom of this like clearly hidden room, and you see there's lights because you see these three figures all appear to be dwarves except for one, and they have torches and they're holding them, and you can see what is that? You can't. Oh, did I lock the token? Oh, I don't know why I'm locking tokens.
You're not tokens because they're friendly. It's because you got player vision turned on. If you turn it off, I can't move.
Yeah.
I can't move everyone else's tokens. I was just being naughty.
I don't have player vision on.
Don't hit me.
It says enable disable is grayed out because it's not highlighted.
No, the party vision.
Oh.
In the settings. If you turn that off, you can only see your vision. You can't see everyone else's.
Yeah, but I want you to see everybody else's vision of sorts because.
Let's say these lot look friendly anyway. Hello.
They are. They appear to be friendly. You see, 3 dwarves. One of them looks to be extraordinarily tall, rather large, as you can tell by token size.
Big.
He's a huge dwarf, about 8 foot tall.
He's not 8 foot tall. He's like maybe 5 foot, maybe like, but he's also hefty and like stocky and whatnot. And he's got a lot of bags.
He spans 20 meters.
He's fine. Well, it's because I'm sorry. There, is that a little? He's only slightly bigger now. No, that's just representation that they're larger. Blah. So you see these 3 appear to be dwarves. They have very peculiar and odd apparel and outfits. One of them is rather large. And you see like peculiar mechanical things attached to their outfits and whatnot, and goggles, and they don't look like your traditional adventurer or somebody who's like an archaeologist or something. It seems like they're a bit out of place, and they don't necessarily see that you've entered this room through this Krapatuki Hall at first. They just kind of, you hear the older looking one with the bigger whitish blonde beard go, "Quick, find the exit! We need it!"
Hello.
And he's looking around. He turns quickly and abruptly in the response of Jaka announcing himself. "Oh, Thrift." And he turns around and he goes, "Ah, who are you?"
We were just up there and we fell through
And
some kind of earthquake and ended up down here.
the big lumbering one.
I am
turns around
Jacka.
And the what appears to be female dwarf turns and he goes, Belram, the one in the middle. He goes, "I'm Belram. I'm looking for the door. Have you seen it?" And Balrock goes, "I'm Balrock. I haven't seen it." Oh, you jerk. How do I make those secret?
If I click on my tokens, I can't see the map.
If you click on your what?
I click on any token, including my, well, yeah, no, the only, yeah. Have you got lighting turned on and we're all sitting in the dark?
Yeah, you're right. Damn it. You guys don't.
Oh, well, hang on, let me put a torch on. Hang on, I just put a torch on.
I gotta
Let me just put a torch on myself. Yeah.
lighting effect. I forgot to give them their lighting. That is the. Look at that! You gave yourself a torch.
Yeah, I'm gonna give myself a candle.
Well, you gave yourself a torch. I don't know why I didn't give them lighting. Look at that candle, huh? Which what are you using for those?
You just drag them from the click on the effects button, and you can just drag it onto you on the combat tracker. I dragged it onto Kylan's character and all. And if we had, you know, if it was Drenos, he could drag a light cantrip onto himself. But he's not here.
Interesting.
They're presets. They're in the presets on the effects window.
It's funny because I don't see my. I'm done.
Click on the effects icon, the little effects icon up the top. Candle, lamp, lantern, darkness, torch. Yeah.
Here, we'll do this. I'm gonna fix it. I'm all bad for fucking it up, eh? There, they have torches. You should be able to see better now. I forgot all about the lighting in terms of having to give them lights. Foolish, silly. And it's funny because I can't tell that they don't have lights without.
Just click on the player vision button. It shows you what we can see. Yeah. That's all right. Don't worry about it.
God,
This looks like a door here.
Damn you! It's supposed to be secret. How do I make that a little more secret? I don't understand.
You make it into a secret door. You use the secret tab instead of the normal door tab.
Oh, I just did the.
Delete the door. Go to the thing. Open up the button. Click on the selection tab. Double click on one of the blue dots and delete it, and then draw a straight line between the two red bits using the secret door tool, and it will make it into a secret door. And I'll come over here and pretend I don't know where it is.
No, don't worry about it. I just I'm looking at it. I don't see. Is that illusionary wall?
No, secret door. It's got an S written on it. Toggleable door, I think it calls it.
Oh, that's toggleable wall.
Toggleable wall. That's it. Secret door.
That's right. I was clicking in the door icon, and I'm like, I don't see anything about secret doors when I click that one.
Hello, Thrift. Like, well, how are you?
It's gonna be a regular door. It's no biggie. I mean, I went so far.
Say hello to Thrift.
I did say hello to Thrift before you said hello to Thrift. Ha ha ha.
Well, I wasn't looking at my chat.
No, well, that's what you get. I have the Discord opened up, and sorry for all the technical jibber jabber, Kyla. My apologies.
So what?
But I've one last bit. You can see I actually drew the
Good.
wall over top of where I put the door in, so that thinking the wall would do it.
Let's just pretend we don't know where the door is.
It's actually not that big of a deal that you guys are supposed to find it for the record.
Yeah, well, yeah. No. You don't tell us that shit. We just pretend we don't know where it is, and we'll carry on. It's not like if
I was walking, I bumped into a wall, and then thought I better put a candle on. Put a candle on. I'm just by this wall here. Oh look, lucky I didn't walk into the wall.
It's all good there. We'll just continue up. The Belram, the guy in the middle, is just saying, "We got to find the door. We got to find the door. Hurry, hurry, hurry."
Who are you?
I'm gonna look for secret doors.
All right. Well, you're looking for a secret door, and was Jade asking, "Who are you?"
Yeah, at the dwarves.
The dwarves.
I don't think Carden heard.
Clearly, female dwarf goes, "I'm Wrestle. Malam. I'm the leader of this crew, and you just need to find a door for us if you want to live." Belram goes, "You're not the leader. I'm the leader. Where's the door?" And the big guy goes over here. He's like, "I'm gonna go look That's wrong, but God, that's so big for that little arrow piece. He goes, "I'll look here for the door." Looking in there, where like there's a cave-in area, and they're all looking for the door. And Belram is like, "If you find the door, we'll live. If not, we're gonna die because he's coming."
Who's coming?
The Supreme Being. Who are you? What are you not doing here? That's a
All the
terrible-
tradies.
Paul Atreides. What? No.
We stood in a swamp, and there was a loud rumbling, and then we found ourselves down here.
Yeah, apparently you came in through the mudslide that was there. I tried to make it look like a mudslide. Sorry.
It looks like a mudslide. Yes, very good. It looks better now the lights are on, because in the dark it looked like a grey wall, but now with the lights on it looks like a mudslide.
The ground was shaking. We were dragged down here. There you
Well, lucky for you, you found us. Because if we get out of here, I got the map. We'll get to the secret treasures. That's our mission. To become the richest and wealthiest dwarves of all.
So I'm going to ignore you who threatened to kill me.
Who threatened to kill you?
The female dwarf.
All right. And he's over here checking.
Did my check result come up with anything good?
Oh, you did it in the tower. You did not exceed the DC that I.
No, you don't tell me that. You just say no, you didn't find anything.
Well, no, you didn't. You didn't find anything. I mean, it's.
I'm going to go down here and have a look.
Yes. Technical difficulties, everybody. All right, so they keep checking around, looking for stuff. The big guy turns and he goes, "It's not over here." He's got a big old pickaxe.
Hang on, just rewind a bit. You don't seem overly surprised to see us. Who's coming to kill us?
The older dwarf with the goggles on his head. He goes, "The Supreme Being! Do I need to tell you more than once?" I'm going to give you a...
But the Quizette's Haderach is coming. Okay.
Hang on. That makes no sense. There's only one Supreme Being. That's Tempest. Who are you worried about?
This is the older one with all this weird little thing he's on.
Oh, it looks like some kind of a dwarf artificer.
And he's like, "No."
Artificer.
I'm going to show you
I
that.
like the cigar. Sorry.
This is the female dwarf.
Hello, female dwarf.
And the big...
She hasn't got a cigar. She's not so cool.
She doesn't. And here's the large dwarf. He's got a pickaxe and a hand axe. He's carrying his little lantern. Sorry for the PNG background.
A transparent background. You can't believe it. Can't believe you give us a transparent background. How mean.
I didn't make all the art myself, sir. I'm sorry.
You didn't draw those by hand?
No.
God.
I think Best Dwarf is the one with the cigar because he's got a cigar.
Best dwarf is the one with the cigar. And I'm going to keep those ones shared, so that way if you ever want to refer back to them, they should be shareable.
How long have you guys been down here?
Just a few minutes. So, and minutes is a translation because they don't actually call them minutes, but that's so you can understand.
Right.
Obviously.
Huh. So we would have seen you if you'd been dragged. Oh, maybe this swamp's got multiple ways down it.
We didn't come from the swamp. The guy goes, "No, we came through here." And the girl goes, Marisol goes, "God, you're so inquisitive." I don't know what voice to leave her. I don't care, whatever. She has a voice and says, "No, you're so inquisitive. Just look for the door."
Yeah, well, I'm looking for the door, but I tried. I couldn't find anything.
Maybe Jade needs to throw a perception
Yeah,
check if Jade wants to look for the door.
I'll start looking around the walls. I'll wander around the walls. Perception, I guess. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
good. I'm not great at that.
The turtle's just rolling all over the place. I feel like. Jade, you do notice a slight discoloration on one segment of the wall, conveniently where Jacko went to first, but just didn't understand. It's not too bright. But this discoloration does look like it's not belonging. And that would be
Huh.
in that area.
Oh, look what I found here.
Oh, there's a secret door there. Oh, I must have missed that.
You see, like Jade doing her, she's doing the very scientific method of there's a thing that's a different color. Starts like pounding on it with a fist, just to see if it like pushes in or something.
Marisol goes, "Did you find it? Did you find it?" And runs over.
There's something over here looks a bit interesting, apparently, Jade said.
As you guys are pounding on the door, you start to hear a kind of hiss, squeal, whir type noise.
Oh, I'm gonna dodge to one side then. That doesn't sound good. I'm gonna dodge. I don't know, down this way somewhere.
All right. As you dodge over that way, on the wall where Balrock, the big guy, was searching, the western wall, in the wall, like kind of like not forming through the stone bricks of sorts, but kind of light and coloration starts forming within the seams of the brick and rock that make the wall, and you hear all, and it gets louder and louder and louder. Bellrum goes, "Quick, we got to get this door open!" And the lights start to coalesce and form a picture of sorts.
I'll point to the weird coloured brick that I spotted, see if the dwarves can figure it out.
I'll poke it with my stick.
Your turtle tail? Your stick? Which stick?
I've got a stick.
You got a stick? What stick? I don't remember you having a stick, but just say what it is. And
Well, I've got a hand axe javelin. I've got a flute as well. I'll use my javelin to poke it.
Javelin, okay. So you hit the door, what you think is the door.
I'm going to poke the little discoloured patch that.
You poke it, and it starts to like kind of crumble a little bit, like a brick falls out and falls forward, or falls backwards into behind where the wall is, indicating clearly that it's hollow there. But it's a lot of rocks and stone. Your little javelin might not be good at it. As you're watching this stone piece that you poked out fall backwards into the gap, the image that is starting to coalesce starts to appear. If you glance back, a face, this kind of energy-ish looking face, that the shape and design of it reminds you like if somebody shines a light over the top of their head with a flashlight and it kind of drowns out their eye sockets, and like the under their eyes look like
the lighting effects
because of the way the shadows fall. It's kind of how this face appears that is up on the wall, and you hear, "I am Master Brain." Sorry, it's supposed to be more mechanical sound, but I can't really do it. Like think old school microphones, how they have that kind of like tinny echo to them. Or like it goes, "I am the supreme being. Give me the map."
The Wizard of Oz, dude. It's the Wizard of Oz.
She's not the Wizard of Oz. And the dwarves start going, like, pressing up against this wall, pushing. Melworm goes, "Balrak, hit it with your pickaxe. What do you think it's for?" And Balrak whips out his pickaxe and swings where you poked out with the loose rock, starts smashing the stones of the door. And they start falling backwards. And you see it opens up, and there's a tunnel beyond. And the voice goes, "Bring me the map." And then you see an orb, a purpley orb giving off purple light.
Ooh, shiny.
And Balric says, "Quick, touch it, touch it!" And the other dwarves run to it.
I'm going to touch it.
You touch it. You run in. Jade touches it. Do you want to touch it?
You want to touch my purple orb?
Do I want it?
Yeah, baby.
As each individual touches it,
Yeah.
they disappear.
Yeah.
You want to touch it too? Touch it. Do you want?
Yeah.
to
I'm gonna turn around and walk backwards slowly towards it because I want to get a good look at this guy and see what he looks like.
As you're walking backwards, right before you touch the orb, you see.
See a beeper beeping at you.
Yeah, great. Life-threatening flooding isn't fun. Oh, great. Oh, I'm sorry. That was an emergency alert on my phone. I'm sorry, people. It was kind of loud. That would have been a great noise for when the face starts appearing. That would have been perfect. But sadly, it wasn't. As you walk backwards, kind of slowly pacing yourself, you don't really realize that everybody's disappearing behind you.
Probably
But
not.
the face gets larger and closer, and the mouth opens, and you just hear this ah. So it's about to like gobble you up. Um, Luckily for you, it can't get past the doorway yet. It's kind of like it appears like giant hand can't fit through the hole.
No,
Kind of thing.
they claimed it was God. I was just studying it to see if I
Yeah,
thought it was a God. I don't think it's a God.
I don't know if it's a god or not, TBH. In terms of what you guys do or do not know.
Well, I'm a paladin. I worship a God. I don't think that's a God.
Oh, look at that. Oh, there's a big, like, translucent face starts coming at you and wanting the map. And the dwarves and everyone touches it. And as you all touch the orb, you don't realize you're disappearing. But if anybody was looking behind, you would have noticed that the people who touched it disappeared. Now where is? Oh, don't tell me I don't have this yet.
Oh no, he hasn't got it.
I don't have it. Shit. Well, that's easy. One sec. I must have forgot to import. Okay, so I really did forget to import a picture, and I'm not going to waste time getting it because it's really not. It's kind of good I don't have a picture. I don't want you to assume that I expect you to start fighting, because I do realize every time I put a map, everyone's just like, I think I have to beat someone to death. But like in a blink, like in an instant, almost imperceptible time after touching this orb, you are suddenly in a completely different, like you're in a dark dank dungeon. Now you're in open air and you're falling forward, and you just kind of like came out of a tent door, a large canvas tent, and you all just kind of go tumbling forward onto the ground, one after the other, bumping into each other, falling and rolling into a little pile. And as you look up, you see clear open sky, kind of overcast day, and you look side to side, you see a number of large canvas tents. The kind
Cannabis tents.
Canvas, not cannabis. I don't know if cannabis. Yeah, cannabis exists, but not in this particular location. Canvas, like the pale, like
Yeah, I
light
know.
color,
Canvas. Yeah, I'm
like
just being a dick. Don't worry.
Oh, I see how it is. I see how it is.
Canvas.
Canvas. Sorry, I have
It's
no
canvas tents.
I have lost some of my ability to enunciate with my lack of teeth, and until my insurance flips over, I won't be getting dentures because my insurance is crap. Um, Yay! But yeah, anyway, so you're flopping on the ground, and you look around, and you see large canvases, like large canvas tent, uh, all around, dozens of tents as you look around, and there's people in weird uniforms that you've not seen before. Clearly, some sort of I say military organization, maybe, because everybody appears to have extremely similar uniforms, maybe slightly different hats and caps, but the general color is the same. The general uniform and style is the same. You notice there's a couple campfires going around, and people start to notice you. They start to look at you and go and say things to you, but you're not entirely sure what they're saying because you don't understand the language. But let me load something up here. I should have opened that to start with. Sorry. people notice you and they turn and look at you, and a couple of them grab swords and stuff, and you see like one guy takes what appears to be a cannon and turns it towards you, and like you see another guy throw a cannonball in there, start loading it, like they're not sure what the hell you guys are, especially giant fucking turtle, walking talking turtles, part of my language. You start hearing here's a we do an espion, but you don't understand what they're saying, and they all come rush at you, and they start like punching you and hitting you and kicking you, kind of holding you down. Uh, and they don't like take your weapons. They're not entirely sure why
Yeah,
they
they're
didn't
not
take
going to
your
get to take the weapons because we're going to kick their asses.
Oh, really? You're going to kick their asses, huh?
Yeah, we're in the middle of an army. We're going to kick an entire army's ass.
You are definitely you start recognizing and piecing together that this is clearly like a military encampment.
What race are they?
Human. They're all human.
They're all human.
Everybody is human. 100% human. Absolutely human. Pretty much all white people too, for that matter. And they're wearing kind of like these old woolen outfits, like particular shade of blue, um, markings on them and stuff. White pants, kind of weird, but that's just what they got. Um, different adornments on their cap. And these guys, they kind of all drag you. Like there's 3 people holding you down. Like you know, each person, 2 people per arm. Someone's grabbing you around your ankles, and they're picking up and carrying down to a larger tent. They kind of bring you into this tent, and they throw you on the ground, and like 6 people on the left, 6 people on the right, like 6 people behind you. They all take their swords out and point them at you. You know, not just you, but the dwarves as well. So you're laying on the floor, just thrown down. You're not tied up or anything.
Ah, cool.
But you're inside this tent, and there's all these people around you, swords pointed at you. And you look up, and let me get an image for you. Ooh. And as you look up, you see a person sitting in a what appears to be a large oaken chair. A gentleman who looks like this. He's got all sorts of little shiny.
Hang on a minute. Napoleon?
You don't know it's Napoleon. Your character wouldn't know.
My character doesn't know. Of course, my character doesn't know. I didn't put on my funny voice for my turtle.
You absolutely. You as a person, you know that's Napoleon.
We've gone back to revolutionary France. Brilliant. Where's Bill and Ted?
Bill and Ted, what? And you hear all the people behind you going, espion, espion. And the gentleman in front of you says, non, tu es espion pour les Anglais. Je ne puis le dire.
I say, je m'appelle Jacques.
I don't know what that means. Sorry. Mais qu'est-ce que c'est tout? Vous ne parlez pas français, n'est-ce pas? And he looks at you and he's got his hands on his hips.
I'll talk really slowly in common and go, hello, my name is Jacka. Why don't you speak my language? Do you understand me because I'm talking slowly? And have you got fish and chips?
Vous ne parlez pas français, n'est-ce pas? And the dwarves start whispering to each other loudly, like you can hear them, but their accent's thick, and they're saying, "This is the guy. This is the guy." And you hear
This is the god. Okay.
This is the guy. This is the guy. And you can hear them, and everybody else can hear them.
They're annoying me so much right now.
In hearing you talk, Jacka, he goes, "Oh, you do not speak French, do you? Well, you must be English spy." I can't do a French accent. I'm sorry.
Because we don't speak English, we speak common.
You know, well, he doesn't know. Like
I genuinely thought you were going to do the hello skit
No.
there.
I don't know.
I was just pissing by when I heard a shit.
What the? That's kind of funny. I don't know what it is, but it makes me laugh. What you guys don't realize is that English is a derivative of common tongue thousands of years in the future. for the French.
I suspect it isn't English as well, as England doesn't exist there. But anyway.
The Britain exists, doesn't it? Or England would exist.
Not in D&D. Well, might do. Depends on your world. But
in this world, you are clearly in the midst of
okay, we're effectively in some place that speaks French, so that's okay. That's okay. Get
it. So when he spoke in English, I understood him. He goes, "Yeah, I understand you. I'm not a spy. I'm a turtle."
Turtle. What is a turtle?
It is me with the big shell.
And he looks at you kind of inquisitively. Then he looks over to the dwarves and he goes, "Hey, you, the deformity, what is? You cannot be a spy." Sorry for the bad, big French accent. Sorry to all the French viewers out there.
There's hundreds of people watching, and half of them are French, I'm sure. It's Frift. Hi, Frift. Are you French?
I don't think Frift is French.
Yes, I am French, you son of a bitch.
No, you are not. Yeah.
Where are we?
Where you as a player want to know where you are? Or you
no, I'm asking whatever this
the character
is before me.
The character says, "You are la belle alliance. Le Belgian.
No?
Do you not know? Is your spy? Espionage? Hmm? Do not know where you are. This is a lie."
Listen, we were in a cave a minute ago, and now we fell into a tent. Got no idea how we got here.
You hear the dwarves giggling.
What are you giggling about, dwarves?
They just turn over and kind of smack you on your turtle shell and go, "'Cause you're too stupid, I don't know what they're doing." That's a terrible accent. And Thrift apparently is French, because Thrift is speaking French in the chat. No.
She said no. That means she must be French, yeah.
I know, exactly. And this highly decorated individual goes, "Well, if you not name who you are, I am Napoleon de Bonaparte.
Ah.
You are the miss my army. We will take you, English spy."
I'm not a spy.
English? Who is the English? Hang on a second. I'm going to turn around to whichever nearest dwarf is sniggering to me.
Okay.
You've got about... Oh, fuck. I've just realised who these guys are.
Wait, what do you mean?
Doesn't matter. I wouldn't have known it as a character.
I think you did get it right in your last.
Time Bandits.
Yeah.
I love it. Seriously, very good, 11. Very good.
Sorry, I'm laughing over here. I'm changing 2 shades of red over here. I'm laughing to hear you say the name. Like, the tone of voice is like you're not sure whether to giggle about it or just be depressed. Oh, that's kind of funny. Oh, sorry, I'm still laughing over here. You guys got it real quick and easy though. I should remember, you guys are older than me, so you probably saw the movie in its age where
we saw it when it came out, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was reading about that the other day, actually. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I saw it probably 3 weeks ago, and I'm just like, man, that's so pathetic and cheesy. And I'm like, but it'd be funny.
I'm going to lean over to the nearest dwarf and motion them in as if I'm going to whisper to them. I don't care which one it is.
Marisol is the closest one to you.
Marisol. And I'm going to put my arm round their shoulder just so I look like I'm going to whisper in.
Mm-hmm.
Put my hand on their other shoulder because it'd be round their shoulders. And then start gripping really hard and just say, "What the hell are you doing here?"
And she starts giggling, and she leans over and whispers into your ear, "Wouldn't you like to know?" And then Sorry, I'm laughing.
I was thinking,
Belram turns and goes, "Well, we're gonna steal them. Steal from them and be the most notorious dwarves to exist. Don't you know?"
if you don't get us
Still
back,
got the cigar in his hand, in his mouth.
if you don't get us back to our homeland, I'm going to break your neck.
You're so violent, Gene.
Yeah, I'm a retribution paladin.
you're just like, I'm like in dread. You broke all sorts of rules.
No, I'm not breaking any rules.
No,
This
not
is
you,
my
them.
job.
The dwarves. You're like the dwarves.
I'm breaking all kinds of bones. I'm not breaking any rules.
Belram goes, "As soon as we get out of here, we'll take this little ditty over here and then figure it out." There's you see him like waving around this like bunched up thing and appears like this. And the gentleman who's standing in front goes, "Take these men to the side. We will interrogate them before we go to battle." They pick you up and start moving you out one by one. And yes, that is the time, the time in its mouth.
I don't know if you've noticed. You know. Josh does the graphic style, the graphics packages. His art style is like the guy who done it, the Time Bandits guy, and Monty Python. He's got a very, very that kind of art style. A lot of his stuff. If you look at the city maps.
Terry Gilliam.
Yeah.
Terry Gilliam. Yep. So as you start getting picked up to be carried out, you overhear, because there's no effort for them to speak. You hear the French commander guy who was in front of you. Well, you don't know French, but you hear the guy who goes, "We attack at noon, and it will be Waterloo for it all." I don't know. That was a terrible accent attempt.
Waterloo. It's an old ancient Tortle song. Waterloo. How does it feel now you followed through? Waterloo.
Yeah, so he says,
These people don't look like they're dressed for battle. I don't suspect it'll go well for them.
the soldiery types that you see.
Well, any of them, yeah. It doesn't look like it's going to go well for them. I mean, they're clearly dressed incorrectly. They got a fancy commander dressed in his pajamas, from what I can tell.
It's a robe of like it's regal more so. It's not that's definitely not combat gear. But do you imagine he's going to be the guy walking up front? Probably not. He's like the boss.
No, I'm just commenting. If that's your commander and he wants to dress in his pajamas, I don't think it's going to go well for him. That's all I'm saying.
Are you saying that this might be the end? Is that what you're saying? He's going to have a bad day?
He's already got
an upset stomach. So yeah, you see over here, and he says, "This will be the end of Waterloo. We walk in today at evening." And then they drag you out, kind of. The dwarves kind of get caught up in the canvas because they're not walking out one by one. You two get pulled out side by side, and then the dwarves.
So they're not. The dwarves aren't getting pulled out.
Oh yeah. Everyone's getting dragged out. You guys, and the dwarves. But the door's not big enough for everybody to get dragged out simultaneously. So they can fit like two of you out, and you get taken out. But then when they start trying to carry the dwarves out, they get caught up on the canvas and trip and fall, and a little bundle of joy, so to speak. They start tripping around on the ground, and in an almost comedic fashion, everybody starts tripping and falling, and you start to realize that there's no guards holding you anymore as they go to pick up everybody else. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm going to stand up and look for a way out.
Look for a way out. What would you do?
Are there any more of these? What was the purple thing we touched? It was like an orb, wasn't it?
It was an orb of sorts. It was kind of like a floating thingadoodle, circular thing, kind of like an orb, but not necessarily an orb, so to speak.
Was it spherical?
Spherical, yes. Spherical.
And was it a ball?
Yes, it was ball-like.
So we're stood outside tents in the middle of an army.
Yeah. And you notice that nobody's really holding you guys down.
Okay. I shall slowly stand up.
All right, you stand up.
Because if you make sudden movements, people tend to notice.
All right.
So. Are there any soldiers nearby that appear to be on their own?
Soldiers nearby that are on their own, like walking around or like guarding or
Just sitting around.
there are people kind of sitting around. There are people who are paying attention to the ruckus going on. If that's what you're.
No, actually, I'm going to. Okay, yeah. I'm going to. If there's one nearby, I'm going to. I'm going to start pointing and laughing at whatever shenanigans these crazy dwarves are doing. And, put my arm around the guard, point and laugh, and just look like I'm having the best time in my life, like I'm meant to be there.
Oh, nice, sneaky. Okay. As you.
And just like, can you believe these guys?
I will just go and stand next to Jade and nod my head.
All right. Sorry, let me just do something. I got to get better at the preparatory stuff. I should be better at moving and tokens and whatnot and sort. Because I'm silly.
Just practice, dudes. Don't worry about it.
Oh no, that's what the thing is. That's what it is. I can practice. No, I should move. Let me see. Will you see a picture? If I don't
Picture of
put
water?
tokens on it? No, I was saying if I you can see a picture like a map if I don't put your tokens on it, right? Like you guys can see that, right?
It depends on whether you've got lighting turned on or off, doesn't it? Yeah.
There is no light. I have lightning should be turned off.
At the moment, it's a question mark, which means it's downloading.
Yeah, I can't see at the minute. We shall see.
Yeah, question mark means it's downloading. So yeah, now I can see it. There you go.
We got it.
All right. Okay, so this will give you a general idea of the tent capacity. This was the map I was originally going to open up, but I was like, I don't want you to think it's a battle that you could win, so I didn't want to give you the thing, but they give you an idea how like cramped it is and the kind of quarters it is. You can tuck in and duck in and out of tents if you like. There are people kind of looking around and whatnot, but especially now that you're kind of giggling and laughing and like pointing and whatnot, trying to blend in. People have kind of lost sight of you. Like they can see you, but they don't really think you're a prisoner, so to speak.
Yeah, that was somebody else's problem now.
Yeah, something like that.
The SCP field has worked. Ford. Jade, you should change your name to Ford. Ford Prefect.
I'm going to change my name to I'm going to kill these dwarves until I find out what the hell they have got us into.
That's too long. You can't have that name.
And as you're standing by, pointing and laughing at this kind of dog pile, you start to notice out of the corner of your eye that you see the dwarves. You see all three of them standing there, kind of to your left. You don't really understand how they got there. There's a big dog pile of people. It's very Benny Hill style, like bit where you see this people like wrestling with each other in this big dog pile, like a football dog pile. And the dwarves are just like next to you, kind of like laughing it up, just like you are. And the big guy looks at you guys and goes, "Hi." And the older guy goes, "We should get out of here, don't you think?"
This is really funny. What the hell is going on?
But we tell you that's in a better place than this. Maybe where he has his gold. Ha ha!
Okay, where's that then?
Well, we got to look for it, but let's go. There's a town there we can go set up.
Wait, no gold, no gold. Get us back
Well,
home now.
if you want to do that, you're gonna have to go when we go, ha ha! Because we have the map. And then they take off and run in the direction they run is south. They start running south.
Okay, I'll start running south as well. Follow them.
Fucking turtle, like going through.
I look back at Jade and go, might as well.
So they start ducking in and out of like 10 areas. You manage to get to the edge of the encampment, and
I'll use this thing that makes me silent. I'll do that now.
oh, so you're sneaky as fuck.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm a fucking turtle. I stand up, I saw thumb, right? A man in a tortoise shell. I might as well be quiet while I'm doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Might help.
So you guys manage to run south and get to the edge of the encampment. And at the edge of the encampment, you notice a kind of village environment, sparse, very sparse, farmland and whatnot, fields, well trimmed, well kempt. There's not a lot of tall grass or anything. Relatively open environment, but there are some like little village houses here and there if you run to them, if you so choose.
Well, following the dwarf.
You're gonna continue following the dwarves?
Yeah, I'm following the dwarves. Yeah.
Is Jade following still or no?
Are you still following? Yeah, I think we're all following the dwarves at the moment.
There's probably a bit of profanity going on at the minute.
Nice. All right, so you start running through the fields, and kind of the dwarves. You know, they're shorter than you guys, so they don't stand out too much. They look like heavy-set children. Besides from their weird outfits and whatnot, they manage to duck into a little hut. The hut is approximately 10 foot by 15 foot rectangular room. There's a little like straw bed kind of thrown on the side. Nothing super fancy. Beat up, warped wooden chairs and such. And a little beat up table. One candlelight on top of it. And the dwarves kind of start peeking out the windows and checking around, seeing if anybody followed them, other than you guys, obviously. And Belram goes, so you're gonna follow us, will ya? We're gonna take all their stuff. That's what we do. Greatest thieves ever. They whip out the map and they throw it on the table and start looking at it, and they're pointing and they start talking. You can hear them. They're kind of talking over each other. It's not a secretive conversation or anything like that. But they're pointing at the map at various locations, talking about where to go. You guys are kind of just there observing. They at this point seem to not care about the outside world or even you guys being in the room. They're just going about their business.
I'm going to peer over their shoulders because they're obviously not going to notice.
No,
And see what they're looking at. What are they looking at?
They are looking at the map that you saw briefly.
Oh, the weird star map thing.
Yes, the Here, I'll share it again because I think I unshared it. I don't remember. Now that it's all kind of laid out on the table, you can see it better, more effectively. You see these various little runes and whatnot in these little circular shapes. And they're pointing to one. And the one they're pointing at appears to have, sorry, a little hiccup here. Appears to have like it almost reminds you of like a letter with kind of a weird shape coming out of it of sorts, diagonally on the circle. I don't know how to describe it. I guess I'll circle it, just why not? That one there, right above where it says Skoda Flask. Well, oh, that's a watermark. I didn't even realize that. Damn it. That's not fair. But yeah, so they're pointing that. You hear him saying, "Well, that's where we are right now, but we got to get over here. Get all the money, but we should get something while we're here." And the female dwarf, she goes,
Stone
"I was
flask.
thinking that." Yeah, apparently that's a watermark. Whoever made the map, I didn't realize there.
Is it? It looks like Stone Flask Studio. Okay.
Yeah, apparently that's the watermark. Nice. That's what I get for just googling instead of hand drawing everything. Um,
Is this the map from Time Bandits?
yes.
All right. Okay.
Yep. Why do you think it's not the Time Bandit one?
No, I'm just saying. You'd think you'd find one that didn't have someone's fucking watermarks on it.
Well, this one was one of the higher resolution ones. That's probably why. I mean, there's other like screenshots of screen caps of the show, the movie, and whatnot. But they were, obviously you couldn't read it all that well, and I wanted a higher resolution, make it crisper and clearer. Clearly, I suffered because of it. Watermarks, oh dear. Sorry, everybody else. So he points out, he says, "This is where here. We can get what we can, but we need to go to this one." And he points to the one slightly north of it on the map, just above it. And you're kind of lost when it comes to hearing them talk about the various things, because they are talking over each other a little bit. You do pick up a little here and there, but it's still kind of confusing to you. It's not something you're really familiar with, especially when they're talking over each other. You kind of only grasp a little bit of their arguments. They turn and look at you guys, kind of surprised that Jade is standing over them. They go, "What do you got to say for yourself? Are you participating or are you quitting?"
I'm just working out how you lot are going to get us back home.
Well, that can happen, but you've got to make a cycle.
We've got to make a cycle.
Yeah, you're going to find the ones that you have and then they go back. It's not like you can just do something anywhere.
So, you dragged us into all of this. We found your way out and saved you, effectively. And now we have to help you.
The lumbering, larger dwarf goes, "You're not saving us. We know where we're going." And the girl goes, "Yeah, and you can tag along if you want, and maybe we'll get you back there. But if you think we're going to just go home to wherever your home is, no. We've already gone 15 different times. And I'll tell you, it's way more fun doing this." But, and the older dwarf, he puts his hand out on her mouth like a shushing thing. He goes, "Don't make any deals or not the crest to offer." He says, "We can get you, but only if you get something for us."
There's always a condition, isn't there?
Well, you didn't have to tag along with us. You could have stayed in a little dungeon.
We found you the way out of that room where you were about to meet your certain doom. And you impose conditions on us?
Mishmash to pishmash and a mishmash. Oh, it doesn't matter. We would have found it anyway. We were looking at the other ball. That's a terrible accent. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, he just says, "That's a terrible thing. We would have found it eventually." I mean, how hard is it to find something that's just a slightly different color?
I don't know. You seemed pretty panicked at the time.
That's because we knew what was coming up on our tails. The supreme being.
Fair enough. I'm going to grab the map.
As you reach out to grab it,
I'm like, quickly, I'm going to grab the map. I'm not like a slow, I'm just going to go whip it.
Do a sleight of hand roll for me.
I'm not being sneaky. I'm just whipping it off the table.
No. Sleight of hand is about speed. It's not about necessarily speed. Like if you're trying to. I can't think of another roll for you to make that would, because I mean these three people are kind of leaning over it. It's not like
they turn around to talk to me.
But they're still leaning on the table. Try. Fine. All right. Let me come up with a. I don't know what.
I'll do a sleight of hand if you want.
I'm just saying. I don't know what else you could roll to count for that.
Well,
Oh, look at that. You do manage to grab it, except for a corner piece that gets ripped where they grab it and try
okay.
to punch
I
the table.
don't care. I just want some of it.
Sorry, I'm distracted by GM. So somebody's been spending time looking on Google. Okay, it's all good.
No, that was the first fucking thing I searched to say. First map image showed up.
That was well, yeah, cool. All right, so you got the larger chunk of the map. They got a corner of it, and you have it in hand, except for the corner. And they're looking at you, pretty pissed off.
You ripped a corner off. Excellent. So that means we've got to be a team now.
No, I've got the bigger part.
Yeah,
They've
you got the
corner.
bigger part. Yeah.
I'm just like, well, if we're going to get back, I think we're going to get back together, aren't we? Go team.
And he looks at you, Belram, and the other two dwarves. Balrak, he's one with the pickaxe, the big dude. He takes the pickaxe, like starts palming it like it was, like if you're threatening somebody with a baseball bat. Same
Yeah, and
time.
I'll just tap
And,
my axe in my hand.
Belram takes
My
his
great
right
axe.
arm.
Yeah.
Belram takes his right arm with a mechanical thing on it and kind of points it like he's flipping the bird off at you guys and says, "Try what you might, but you can't escape this. Give me the damn map."
Oh, no. We're here to help, remember? You just told us that. We're going to help you. I just want you to remember that we're helping you.
Doesn't look like you're in the mood to help.
No. I want to get back home, believe me. I'm just want to make sure you want to make that happen as well. Because so far, you've been, frankly, taking the piss out of us.
Well, you'd be lucky if that's all we take from you by the time this is done. As I assure you, you're in no mood or shape to wait. That's wrong phrasing. You're in no shape to stand up to us. And the Marisol goes, Marshall. I can never pronounce her name right. Marshall goes. Marisol says, "Yeah, you're not going to be able to do a darn thing. So you better hand the map back over." Yeah, you should. You want to get in a fight right here? Because I don't think you want to.
A second ago, you wanted help, and it was all one way. So,
what I was saying was you're going to help us steal the gold and the loot, and then we'll go to the next location, which just might be happy to be your home.
Which just might happen to be.
Do you not understand how this thing works?
No, you haven't explained it.
Yeah, you haven't explained anything. You're just sitting there talking, but you've not actually told us what the fuck's going on.
Put the map on the table and I'll explain it to you then.
All right.
He lowers his arm, that little mechanical thing, and he puts it down to his size. Yeah, that thing is like a gauntlet, basically, so it's not like he's going to set it down. He just puts his arm down on the table.
I'm not putting the fucking map down.
And he just looks at you with his eyebrow ridges get extremely straight and low. He's got this real look of, I want to punch you in the face.
Yeah, I've pretty much got the same expression on my face.
He just looks at you and goes, "Do you know how this works at all? Do you know what you're looking at?"
Nope, so you've still not explained it.
I can't explain it if I can't point to it.
Well, you probably should have memorized the map before so you let somebody take it. But here's the deal. You're asking us to commit an act of thievery.
It's not thievery yet, because none of this has happened.
Yeah. You are asking us to commit an act of thievery. I am not a common thief.
Maris looks over and says, "You can't steal from an imagination. That's not how it works, okay? So just give us the map. maybe we'll help you out next time. How about that? And Pilgrim goes, Marisol, shut your mouth. What she's trying to say is that you can't jump where you want to. You can only go where you can find.
Okay, so right,
Balrock goes,
we've got to steal something from here, and then we've got to go to whatever pops up next.
What I'm saying is we might as well do something here. Because it's going to take some time before we can get to anywhere else. He looks grumpy and goes and sits on the crappy, he walks away and sits on the crappy bed, sits there. He's got his hands on his knees. And he goes, if you let me explain it, I could point out to the map where it goes, but instead you're like, oh, I want to keep it. What a big fanny pants you are.
Yeah, I think I'm going to keep hold of this. We're just going to carry on going. We'll look for whatever thing we need to get out of here. But I think I'm going to keep hold of this map.
And Pilgrim gets up off of the bed. He walks towards the door, the little cottage thing, and goes, all right, get out of here. And they all leave. They leave the room. They start walking. Looks like they're probably walking west because they just kind of walk out the door and keep going. Now you two are alone in this little cottage.
Well, they're either bluffing or we've got to follow them.
I don't know. That's up to y'all. Ha 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 ha. They have left you guys here in the cabin. They're just like, or cottage. I don't know what you call it, the cottage or cabin. I don't think it makes a difference. A little hut. Maybe it's a hut. I don't know. I always thought a hut was circular in shape, though.
I think they're bluffing. They seem very, very desperate to get this map back.
Maybe. Time is passing. If you look out the doorway, the door is now closed, so you don't see what direction they're going, and there's only one window, and it's not facing the direction they went walking. But some time has passed, a few minutes at this point, and nothing. They've not come back. You don't see them. They're not here. They're not in the cottage, hut, room, whatever it is. But you do still have the map, except for that little piece in the corner, which.
What are we going to do then?
I don't know. What are you going to do?
Rest up, study the map, see if we can figure our way out of it.
Yeah, we could do it for a little bit of a rest, maybe an hour or something to get some hit points back, could we?
Like a short rest?
Yeah.
All right. You do a short rest. Roll some of your hit point dies. Your hit die on the main tab, bottom thing.
I do. 1 hit die, back to 5 hit points. Brilliant. Or 5 wounds.
I just realized I can't.
Which one, sorry?
On the main tab at the bottom where it says HD.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 6. Nice.
We're both on 5 wounds. Very good.
Hey, you healed up. About an hour has passed during your resting up period. You start to hear horns and drums. Some kind of signaling.
It might be that army moving.
Yeah, you do hear them. It's probably the noise that have disturbed your rest, so to speak.
Well,
and I should say you're still in the hut. Still has only the one window aiming in the easterly direction, and you don't see anything out the window.
I suspect there's a bunch of dwarves waiting for us outside, but aside from all the army moving noises.
There's drums, like that kind of drummy, and horn noises. I honestly don't know what the French army sounds like when it's all out.
I mean, we can't stay in here forever. Let's leave the hut. I'm gonna raise my shield in front of me. Let's go out. Just to make sure I'm not about to get shot by some weird dwarf.
When you get out, you don't really see anything. Like there's no dwarves waiting outside, anything like that. You kind of. Ooh, somebody raged.
No, I didn't have it set to give me 3 rages a day, so I ticked off one. I did one
Okay.
the last long rest before the last long rest, didn't I? So in that mud method fight.
Yeah. All right. So you can see kind of over the slight crest, the kind of ridge to the north. You see a couple banners, and you see a guy on a horse kind of going across back and forth, like some sort of signaler or spotter or head to whatever. But based on your knowledge of military action, you suspect there's an army marching down from the north. And it's at this point it's almost noon. I'd say it's probably 11:30ish.
Well, yeah. If there's an army waiting there in tents, they're not waiting there for shits and giggles. There's another army somewhere around nearby.
Yep, they're marching from the north to the south, and they're based on the number of tens. You assume it's going to be a pretty big army, pretty big group. You don't really know for sure which direction the dwarves went. Stare them down as they were leaving or anything like that. So you just know they went out the door, which is facing the south.
Oh, I thought one of them was going to shoot me as I walked out the door, to be honest.
Nope, you didn't see any dwarves or anything like that. There's no dwarves there. It appears they definitely took off, or if they didn't take off, they're not anywhere you can see. But I'll put you at they're not there. But you get the sense that there's an army spread out on a large front coming from the north. There are more buildings and such to the south. There's also some roads. It's relatively flat, not perfectly flat, but the inclines also aren't massive. The biggest thing you see is the ridge behind you. I wouldn't say it's behind you, but the ridge to the north side, which is where you can't really see over it yet, but that's where you know that the military encampment and stuff was over that way.
Well, not having a stake in this war, I'm not sure I want to be involved in it. So I'm going to say, is there a direction? Not. The army must be marching some direction, yeah?
Yeah, well, you can't tell currently, but you know they're coming from that thing.
Well, I'm assuming we can tell, if we can see or hear the army marching, we can tell which direction they're going in. That would be a bad direction.
Well, they are coming from the north towards your direction, because you pretty much ran just straight south when you guys took off, when you were following the dwarves, and you kind of got into the first hut.
Can I try and track and see which way the dwarves went?
Do you have what would you? I don't know what you would roll for that, but maybe perception. Would that be a perception or an investigation? Because I don't think you have a tracking feature. I don't know. I don't recall. Nature, maybe? If you want to check your strategy? I don't know. I'm going to say you're like in grass per se or anything like that, not in the woods.
Spot, hear, or detect something. Yeah. Maybe it's perception, but
Well, oh, look at that skill perception. As you look around at the ground, trying to look for signs of where they might have gone, you don't notice any significant scuff marks or anything like that. Uh, the ground is heavily traveled as is. The grass that's surrounding is pretty worn. You suspect that there's been dozens of things that have gone by in the near recent time frame, um, and nothing leading uh, in any clear direction. But you notice that tracks are going away to the north, to the south, southeast, southwest. A lot of movement to the south. Couple bits to a path that go east, and a couple bits to kind of some broken stuff to the west. But there's so many markings that you would have difficulty ascribing them to the dwarves.
oh, turns out it's survival. I should have rolled.
Well, look at that.
But yeah, doesn't matter. I failed.
You now know even less. You've suddenly forgotten what you're looking at. No, I'm just kidding. Your eyes aren't skilled enough in that to decipher from the heavy traffic marks around. And when you look out to the horizon, you don't see anything.
From what they were saying, I think Napoleon's got the gold, and they kind of robbed Napoleon, didn't they?
I don't care who they've robbed. I want to get back home.
Yeah, but we got to follow them to get back home, haven't we?
Well, we've got their map.
You got to figure out how to use the map, or
No, I'm going to wait until they come back. Let's go find a tavern.
go find a tavern. All right.
Okay.
Let's go.
I'm gonna put a hood over my head so I look less like a fucking turtle.
You don't want to look like a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Donatello.
Yeah, or a pizza box. I put a pizza box on my head and start talking with a New York Italian accent.
Why? If we've truly skipped worlds, do you think your appearance would cause alarm? Because it's just normal. There are people that are turtles.
Yeah, in our world there are, but not on Earth there ain't.
Yeah, but why do you know that?
Because Napoleon already said, "What the hell are you?"
Yeah, but he's just some pajama wearing idiot.
Oh yeah, actually, true enough. I don't really know that. I haven't had so far. I've not had any bad reactions from being a turtle. No one said, "What?"
Didn't go, "Oh my god, there's a talking turtle."
No one said, "Hey, Jurassic Park is a fucking giant turtle from the Middle Ages."
I don't know the French accent, but
you get what you didn't freak out. It was like, "Holy shit, there's a human turtle."
I would make the ruling that the entire reason you guys were picked up and captured to begin with was because you guys clearly
came rolling out of a tent.
You rolled out of the tent, but you didn't look like you blended in at all, specifically because you had this big fucking thing. They're like, what the fuck is this?
If I hadn't have been there, they wouldn't. You probably would have been like you'd just been having a shag in a tent. I'm just gonna get a drink. Give us a minute.
I'll get a drink. All right, then I will take the moment to get a drink as well. BRB. And I has my drink. We should be like, Thrift, you have to decide. Is it weird that he's a turtle or not? No, I'm kidding. I kid. Now I got an emergency alert for severe flooding in the region, but I'm looking at the weather map, and for the next 48 hours, roughly, not 48 hours, but 24 hours, it doesn't appear that there's even rain on the thing. So I don't know why they would put out a warning like that for my. I don't know. It's just weird. Now I must run again because, yeah, BRB. All right, I now have my cookies. I'm happy because I had my drink already, and then I was like, I forgot my cookies. I want some cookies. To be fair, they're not like super amazing cookies. They're only Chips Ahoy chewy, um, but I didn't feel like making my own cookies today. I I'm baked out of sorts because I'm on vacation, so I've been off since Monday. I worked Sunday, and then after work I was off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and today, of course. But Monday and Tuesday, I baked so much. I was like, let's have fun. I feel like I was baking just to bake, because like, I mean, I also ate the stuff. Don't get me wrong. I ate it. I had cakes. I had cupcakes. I had muffins, banana bread. I don't like nuts. That's why it's not banana nut bread. It's just banana bread. Um, like, I just felt like cooking. It was weird because leading up to this week off, I haven't really cooked or baked or done anything. I've been eating out a lot um, because working so many hours and just not mentally being in the headspace to like do stuff. I've just been ordering out a lot. But I baked a shit ton on Monday and Tuesday. And then I made a crap ton of pancakes on Wednesday. And I don't know why I'm rambling on about all this, but yes, it was fun.
Back.
Welcome back.
All right. So there's armies marching towards each other.
Oh,
I
one
guess.
army marching that you know of,
Well, they're marching towards another army.
probably.
That much
Highly likely.
I can assume.
Yes.
Let's find. So, can we see another? Can we see a town or any signs of settlement from here that isn't in that direction?
That isn't in the direction of the army that's marching where you
No,
came?
no,
or-
I don't care about the army really. As odd as it sounds, I really don't care about the army.
I mean, you're
Let's do it.
amongst.
What
say,
what I'm
you're-
what I'm thinking is, we go find somewhere. We go find somewhere to hang out.
Nice one. What happened?
I think these dwarves need the map.
Okay.
We can't find the dwarves, so let's not be exactly subtle about it and plant our feet heavily so there's tracks to follow. Go wait in a tavern.
I'll bang the floor with my tail a bit as well, so there's a few tail tracks there as well.
And wait until they turn up and then see what they say. Because I'm tired of being lied to by these little.
If they turn up.
Well, they might not.
Ah,
but
cool. And also, I need to find a toilet because I've got a turtle's head.
Right.
If they don't, we'll have to figure out this map.
All right, so you know that the military encampment is to the north of you. You can see spread around, there are living quarters, so to speak, all around you as far as you can see in every direction except for north. You do notice some woods to the east, or sorry, woods to the west. There are some house things. Why are we?
Ignore that.
What is it? Map porn?
Yeah, you can have a look later. Just
Sorry, I just got distracted. I'm sorry. I saw it was from you, so I wanted to look at it. Hold on, give me a second here. My brain, I lost my brain. I'm sorry. Let's see. Okay, so you're coming from the north. There is the large encampment to the north. There's a lot of kind of like farmland and the associated buildings kind of spread out in all directions. But to your west, um, there's woodland region, a lot of woods with some buildings alongside the woodland area. To the south, if you follow the road that goes south, um, you get to the way the land kind of goes. You see some treetops, but it looks as if the land goes down in elevation. You can't really see what's on the other side of that little down dropping. Down dropping? That's a weird word. It's not really a ridge per se, because maybe would that be a ridge? I don't know. I'm not sure what you would call it. But the elevation drops, so you can't really see what's beyond it, but you can see treetops, and you do see like what appears in your mind would probably be a church tower of some kind. It's like a steeple.
But you've got no map for this, so we just got
Yep, that's on purpose. I want you to feel.
Yeah, but you're saying would that be a ridge? It's like, I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When he said would that be a ridge, I'm like, have we got a map?
I'm looking at a map, but I'm like trying to relay the map loosely to you guys because I
Well,
want you to be confused and lost. Like that's the effect I'm going for.
If there's a road, that
Yep.
means it's a road between two places.
There is a road. It goes kind of from there's an east to west road, and then off of that there's a north to south road of sorts. It's not fully directly straight north and south. It's kind of curved and goes down southeast.
Well, if there's a junction, there's likely to be a town.
Yeah.
More likely to be a town. So we'll head to. Well, I say we head to wherever there's a junction.
1 second. Right when I was supposed to talk, I had a cookie in my mouth. I'm sorry. The joy of Chips Ahoy. So you can see the junction from where you are. You can see the junction because in that part of the region it's very flat, and you are in the buildings and whatnot that would be associated with the town around that junction. Like the region is only from. I mean, I don't think you've gone a kilometer, not even away from the military encampment. Like not even, only barely.
We'll look for something that looks like a tavern.
Something that looks like a tavern. When you're kind of surveying,
It
the
has
horizon?
it has stables. It is, I don't know, whatever the hell it is.
Well, where you're at, it's pretty much farmland. So there are some barns and whatnot, little cottage type not outcroppings, that's the wrong word. Like cottages used for like farm hands and stuff. Like I said, you do see kind of a steeple over the horizon to the south. That's probably a kilometer or a little over a kilometer away from you. But you can't see any other buildings because it's below the horizon line.
Okay.
There is.
We'll head towards that then. If it's a big building.
You can see like steeple is the only word I can think of for it. Like I don't want to say bell tower because it's not necessarily a bell tower, but it reminds you of like a tower of some kind that you can see over the horizon line to the south.
If it's the biggest building we can see,
yes,
we will head towards it. That seems more like town.
It is. From where you're at, that's the biggest building.
And sheep sheds.
I don't know if they have pigs and sheep there, but it is definitely the biggest building. And you can walk along the road, or you can go through the grass area. Because you can cut through fields. It's because where you're at, you would have to go east and then south if you're following the road. Here you can kind of just cut south through the fields to get to that location faster if you prefer to do that.
Um, well, yeah, two armor people walking middle of the field in a weird direction is probably going to be more suspicious. So probably just walk along the road.
Okay, all right. So you walk on the road. Okay, so you trek down the road. Let me give. Ooh, did you see that? Did you see my roll? Did you see my roll?
So you're all.
um, as you're walking, you see um, one singular person coming up the road towards your direction. At this point, they're far enough away where you can't get too much detail. You can't quite ascertain who they are or what their means are, what their purpose. It is a singular person, it appears.
Is it a dwarf?
At this far, you're probably not entirely sure. Doesn't look like a child. That's probably the best I could give you as a response at this distance.
Well, I'm keeping an eye out for dwarves.
All
I'll
right.
keep an eye out for dwarves too.
Keeping an eye out for dwarves. All right. As you get closer, you see that the person still coming your direction. They are a soldier, you would assume. That looks like they're also styled in gear, conveniently in a kind of red color, like I won't say maroon, but more like blood red, like almost a dried blood, dirty uniform. You don't see any weapons. As you get close, you don't know if they have some concealed. They're still some odd yards away, or some odd meters away, I should say. But
Is it yards or meters?
Well,
It's
I'm
in
trying to
France, I
convert.
suppose it would be meters, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was converting meters, because y'all is the UK people. I mean, to me, I
No,
would
it's
say
no. You're in France. The
French.
French would invented the meter.
Well, that is why I didn't.
Was actually was that before or after Napoleon?
No, I have no idea.
Was the revolution before or after Napoleon? Because they got rid of introduced meters after the revolution, didn't they?
I would imagine
They got rid of the imperial system, so they changed the everything, including the imperial measures. Yeah.
Wouldn't the imperial measures be feet and yards?
Yeah.
Oh, so see, I could have done it in yards because Napoleon was before the French Revolution. I'm pretty sure, but I could be wrong. No, wait, I don't know. History check. I think he was after.
The French Revolution was just before the American Revolution, wasn't it? So
Oh, then yeah, then
because the Yankees copied the French.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they don't like to admit it, but
he was the emperor of France. Napoleon was, so I would imagine that means that was before they had, well, they still had royalty of sorts, so to speak. But he elected himself that position, so I don't know. It wasn't really like that a king and queen, but they didn't have, when they had it. They had swords. They didn't have guns at that point, like not widely, not like that. So I don't know. Time frame? I don't really know. TBH. All this for measurements. But yeah, he's some distance away, close enough where you can see. You can tell it's a man. You can tell he's probably a soldier based on his uniform. And you know it's a kind of like deep, dirty red color. Not bright, saturated red, but muted, darker red. And some white mixed in. Has no headgear.
Okay. Does this look like any of the gear we've seen other people in the army wearing?
It looks like a variation on the other apparel that the soldiers that you already saw were, because those soldiers were wearing like blues and grays, and this is a red, like a deep red, blood red.
Okay, so he won't be from the other side.
Yeah, might be, maybe. But he's still walking towards you guys. I don't know if you want to continue walking or if you want to go duck and cover, or it's up to you.
Well, Napoleon was at the time of the revolution.
Maybe he was the cause, I don't know. Or maybe he came after, I don't know.
No, he was during, yeah. Anyway, so we're going for the big building.
All right, you're still going to keep walking on the road then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. As that person gets closer to you, he starts to look a little, I won't say nervous, but he definitely slows his pace. And he's observing you guys at this point, probably, you know,
What the fuck is this 3
10
times
meters
combo?
away, at this point, maybe a little less. Because I don't know what a meter in length is. I'm kidding. I don't. I know what 100 meters is.
Oh, 3 smiles in a
But
row.
he slows down. Kind of looks like he's observing to see what's going on. Now you're about 9 meters away, and he starts to really, really slow down, almost as if he's not taking a step at all. He's kind of like, I don't want to say frozen in place, but he's not sure who you people are.
Okay. Does he got a weapon on him?
He does not appear to have any weapons or weapon carriers. I mean, I don't know if there's any concealed, but you don't openly see any weapons. He doesn't have like a spear or a sword, or he doesn't even have like a sheath that a sword would go in. And now you guys are really, really close. Oh my god, what is wrong with my rolls? So as you guys, I see you guys are probably at this point about a meter away from each other, like not even, you know, like grid square to grid square, essentially. And he's not walking. You guys are progressing, and he just books. He just runs. He starts running to the east. Just totally leaves the road, runs into a field, just runs away. Terrifying. And
What? Of what? Me?
No. He doesn't know who you guys are, but he's running. He can't really tell you're a turtle. You got the hood on, so you're like, you know, you do look like a big dude, but you don't look like he's not like staring enough to see your turtle. But he just runs to the east.
Okay, well, I'm going to look over my shoulder and see if there's anything coming up behind us.
If you look behind you, you do see the large army coming over the ridge. They are progressing at a slower pace than you are, but they're just now kind of over the ridge. Of course, the sounds hadn't stopped the whole time. You still heard
This is
the drum.
not Napoleon's army. This is the other army, isn't it?
We didn't notice an entire army advancing behind us.
Well, you noticed when you heard all the noise, and then you guys were deciding to go the other direction.
Yeah.
But you weren't keeping like, I don't say you weren't keeping tabs, but until you just mentioned that now about looking behind you, you guys really weren't paying attention to anything other than I want to get on the road and go south.
Okay.
I mean, you knew.
We did say we
did
say we didn't want to go in the direction the army was going.
Well, yes, but
Then you said we're going to head towards the big building, so...
head towards a big building, which is where they're headed. Or in the general direction they're headed. I shouldn't say where they're headed, but as
I'm going to fart in the general direction of where they're headed, and then you're going to carry on in the direction and try not to walk through the smell.
Let's go find a different town then. We'll head off to one side, go around the army.
Like run east with the guy who's running? Or
Yeah, let's follow the guy who's running. I think he knows where he's going. Yeah, he's a local.
I wouldn't say he's a local per se.
He's a local compared to us.
That's true. I mean, you're all in Belgium, and the armies are made of like Prussians and people from like, I mean, they were barely Britons in this army, in the Southern Army, and a lot of Frenchies in the Northern Army. But yeah, so all right, so if you book east off of the road, you'll see that you're running. You know, I don't know. Are you gonna run or are you just gonna walk? I don't know. What are you running or are you walking?
Well, we're going to walk at a pace that catches up with the guy, I suppose, isn't it?
Well, he's running. He ran away from you guys. So then are you gonna run like follow him running at the same rate?
Gage, should we run or not?
I don't know. How far away is the army?
The whole distance from you to the army is under a kilometer, but they are obviously moving slow. It's not like they were, they're a whole marching thing. It's not like they're running at you.
Yeah, I don't want to look suspicious though. So if you certainly have scouts out in front of the army, it's just like, oh, there's a couple of people running away there.
Get them!
Get them! Yeah.
Cavalry, march, run, get your horses going.
So I think, yeah, a brisk pace of walk, I think, is the best way to go.
All right.
I'm going to drop a stone and go, and then suddenly just start walking in the direction of the other guy.
I didn't think we were going in the direction of the army, but never mind.
Sorry. Yes, I could. I'm not going to share my map till after. No fair. I want to share it because it's the one I was using.
Don't share it until you want to share it.
I know, exactly. That's my point. It's not.
What I just said.
All right. So you start traveling.
Cinnamon.
Toward, not at a brisk walk, not at a run. The guy who ran away, he's getting further away from you, which I imagine is fine. You don't have any questions for the guy. I don't think.
We'll just see where he's going, and maybe he's heading towards another village.
He's a random person that was walking the other way on the road. I do not give a shit about him.
He was walking and he saw you guys and he's like, oh shit, I gotta get out of here. He ran east, eastwardly, not straight east. Just like the region you're walking through has some small cabins and whatnot scattered about, like huts, village. Like it's not a densely packed, it's farmland. It's not densely packed, but there are little buildings and whatnot. But as you progress, you actually go through what appears to be like knee-high shrubbery, not shrubbery, but plants that are come up to about your knee. They have they look like they're not fully grown plants, but they're going up to about your knee. Sorry, my voice is getting dry. But as you progress, you note that the Northern Army is slowly progressing, and you start to see somewhat disorderly, like there's multiple, I won't say packs, but multiple formations coming up from the southward region, the southern region part of the area. They kind of come over that crest, or from the region that the little towery steeple thing is in, and it looks as if there's, I don't want to say disorganized organization, but there's clearly what appears to be separate formations. Different groups and organizations start moving north in this slow fashion. Where you guys are right now, you probably won't be caught by either of them if you just continue going the direction you do. And as you progress further in that interaction, there will be some woodland region, probably a kilometer east if you go in that direction. But nothing like a large village or anything. You don't see anything that appears to be a tavern or anything like that. Not where you're at. Because that would be north. Sorry. All right. How far do you want to run? Do you want to run to the woods? Do you want to run to one of those little buildings or huts or something? Or like, I don't know how far you want to go.
Well, how far away is the woods?
About a kilometer.
Well, they're not going to go into the woods, are they? So.
Yeah, I mean, we can see how it turns out.
Yeah, we go to the woods and then we can keep an eye on them, can't we?
Climb a tree and stare out. You could do that. You absolutely could do that if you head to that woodland area. So you travel, And again, you're traveling faster. These armies are marching, um, slogging through the kind of drying land, as it must have rained yesterday. Um, you get to the edge of the trees, and at that point, you turn back and you look, and you see the army is standing at this point a distance away, but standing, not moving in formation, kind of approaching. You tell they're gonna rumble. They're about to throw down at some point.
It will be a glorious battle, I'm sure. Tempest will be happy.
While you guys are observing and waiting for this war to start,
What's Tempest?
this is good.
Tempest, not Tempest.
Tempest.
The god of battle. War.
Oh, him. Your mate.
As you are observing this, like stare down of sorts, you hear kind of like a clinking and a clanging and a klingling, what appears to be like brass or something like that clinking together, coming from within the woods.
Okay.
As time progresses, it gets a little
I
louder.
shall turn around and have a look and see. I'll just totally ignore the sound of like brass clinking together in a forest, but no.
If you turn to see, you notice that the three dwarves are dragging some sort of tapestry or carpet or something that is holding some metal stuff, and it's like spilling out the sides. It appears to be like fancy, there's coins, there's candlesticks, there's silverware, there's platters, there's curtain rods, like a whole ton of stuff.
So we've wandered into a random forest and the dwarves are here.
Not a random forest. It's one on the edge of the battlefield. Just give
Okay.
It's not like you're suddenly super far away and it's just absurd that they're here.
Yeah, okay, so I'll walk up to them and go, there you are. You've been looking for us.
The big guy goes, wasn't hard to find you. And the older guy, the smaller, older one goes, be quiet, Bollock. Don't tell them all our secrets. And
so I was right, they were looking for us.
Goes, yeah, if you didn't want us to find you, you probably should have got rid of the map. Ha ha. And Bellerum goes, shut up, Marisol.
Okay. Good. Right. So you've got your loot from this place. What are you doing next?
Well, if you give me the map, I'll get you to the next place.
Are you going to rob that place as well?
We told you we was.
And when do we get to go home?
Well, that depends on you. How fast do you want to jump from place to place? And help us pilfer and pillage. And the dwarves start laughing with each other. Silverware and brass and gold things.
As long as we get some battles in and, we get to keep some of the loot, I don't see what the problem is.
I do.
Why?
Because I cannot abide people that take advantage of others for their own gain.
You can do the fighting in battles for your buddy, and we'll get some cash on the way, and you can make donations to the church. You know what I mean?
Is that what you think I do?
Well, I don't know what you do. I mean, I'm just guessing.
I don't fight for the sake of fighting. I fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. I fight for those who are taken advantage of. And I do not fight for common thieves.
Well, I don't think they're common thieves. They don't look like common thieves to me.
I'll be looking at the dwarves when I say that.
The dwarves, the big, larger, abnormally large dwarf has like a chicken leg or turkey leg in his hand, and he's biting down to it. And he sees you looking at him, and he quickly puts it behind his back, like you're upset about the chicken wing, the turkey leg, not the pile of gold they're dragging in the carpet. And what you ascertain at this point to be the brains and leadership of the organization, Bellerum, The scar guy.
Hmm.
He goes, they're no fun, tell ya. We'll arm wrestle just a bit, and if I win, then we get to go pillage, and if you win, we'll do it your way, and I'll tell you how to get to where you want to go.
Well, we can try. I suspect I'm not going to get any more sense out of you anyway.
All right, arm wrestle.
Not the metal one.
Technically, his arms aren't metal. He just had that gauntlet is just like straps to it. It's like a gauntlet. It's not physical.
Not the metal one.
All right, fine. And we'll do the arm wrestle by rolling d20s, and whoever has the highest wins.
Who's arm wrestling?
Do we do a strength roll maybe? I don't know.
If you want to do strength roll, we can do it that way too. It's your choice.
Well, that would make sense for an arm wrestle. I don't know.
All right.
I was just suggesting.
No, I didn't even think. He's a standard NPC, like villain NPC. He's not like player character, so he doesn't have the same part. But I can do strength check actually, so that's totally possible.
What, strength save? Yeah.
Wow, that's not what I want. Oh shit! I clicked it too many times.
I think it'd be a check on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I'm not paying attention. Oh shit! You won't be able to see it because it comes up as no C. I can't.
Drag it in the tower.
Well, I'll drag mine in the tower. I trust you.
I'll just roll a d20. No, because I don't want you to see in the towers. I don't want you to think I'm cheating.
Well, if you show DM rolls and then you want to hide them, you drag them in the tower. Otherwise, you have DM rolls on. Yeah.
Well, no, I have DM rolls on. It's where you can see it because you've already seen me throw rolls. But for some reason, when I do this one,
you're GM the game. I trust you.
Don't do that. Never trust the GM.
And even if you fake it, I trust you're making the right decision for the game.
Exactly. You can. That's another reason why you have a tower, because you can just pretend you're rolling a dice, and the outcome is already predetermined. You're all gonna die, but I'm gonna pretend it was a dice roll that saved you. And then you're all dead. Sorry, I can't bother playing D&D no more. Bollocks, you all died.
This is a fair contest, so I'll just roll the d20 so you can see it. That's what I'm saying. Like
okay. This is your game. I'm just saying you can do whatever you want. I don't care.
But I don't want this. I want this to be visible on purpose. And he has let's go. Roll your roll. Shoot your shot, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby. I think someone's arm just got fucking snapped.
Yeah, there's no way he can beat you even with his plus. He only has a +2 to strength, so it's not like
You just rolled a 20.
I did. Straight up. If he had more than a +2, he would have beat your ass, but he didn't. No, he only had a +2. You got a +4, so look at that. So you managed to arm wrestle and win, barely win, because you only won by 2 points. But you barely win.
We both went apeshit on that one with 2 20s.
We both believe in what we want. Like that's in my mind. It's like we're both trying. Nobody's slacking here. But yes, we both rolled 20. It's 2 in a row.
Your paladin is stronger than me, but more stupid. Okay.
Well, this guy, he's not too strong. He's just he's a bit sneaky. He's more average stats across the board versus the big guy has like +7 strength. He's big and dumb though. But fair and square, Bellroom loses, and he goes, all right. I'll tell you what we'll do. God, that's a terrible accent.
Just carry on and stop worrying about the accent, dude. It's perfectly good. You're quite good at the accents. Just stop worrying about it.
This is the map, by the way, that I'm using to be like this goes there, that goes there. In a kilometer, you don't see the rest of the.
I've been there.
That's it.
No, I haven't really. Well, maybe I have. I don't know.
You went to an ABBA concert. That's close enough. I'm kidding. I don't think you've ever gone to ABBA. All right. So You win the arm wrestling contest, fair and square.
So
And
which woods are we in?
you're the woods that you're in are not they're not on the map. They're a kilometer to the east. They're off the map. Technically, I just made that up. That part. But I didn't want. If you went to the west, an army would have rolled over your asshole. So that would have been bad. If you went to the west, because that's where the whatchamacallit army comes up that flips the score at Waterloo. BT Dubs. Can't remember the guy. Bruce.
It's ABBA, wasn't it? Yeah.
ABBA. Pokers. All right, so you win fair and square with the arm wrestling contest. It was a struggle. You were both putting in all your effort, now you both participants. And he says, "All right, what we'll do, if you want to beat it, all you got to do is find the place where you go. Now that's the trick. Some people have hidden them. Some of them they're not known. You can only God, that was terrible." He goes, "I'm not sure how to explain this. Like in my mind, that's what's terrible." He goes, "If you follow to the map, it'll bring you to a place. It'll tell you when and the general location, but it won't tell you where you're going. It'll only tell you you're there. If that makes any sense to you." And Marisol goes, "That's not totally true. We could totally just be like, wait for this to happen, and then you'll be there. How about that?" "Don't tell them that, because then they won't come with us." And he just elbows him, still trying to cheat you a bit, even though it went within the rules. He only told you how it works, not the way to manipulate it. And he's like, "Well, now that you know that, I guess you can just stay, and eventually you'll get back."
Well, I'd be very obliged if you would show us where this portal will send us back, said Dwarf.
You want to know where it'll get you? All right, put the map over here. I'll show you fair and square.
And I have your word on it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll loosen my axe a bit again. You know what I mean? If there's any words changing, there'll be axes swinging.
He's not worried about a fight. You wouldn't win. Just being honest, you wouldn't win.
You shouldn't tell us that. We don't know.
Yeah, that's true. I should have been nice, but I figure I don't want you to die this close to 7.
Yeah, remember when Jade tried it on? Not Jade. When Nerwin tried it on in the Red Eel. Yeah. And Red just come over and knocks you out in one punch. So that's how you deal with people who don't know. So that's but when it becomes a problem. Yeah. But up until then, we don't know.
True.
But you're good at this GM stuff. You just got to stop doubting yourself.
I'm down this. I just want to have fun.
Yeah, well, you are. We're having fun.
To me, certain things I enjoy are different than most people are supposed to. Like, any which way. Sorry if what I like is ruining your fun.
Sir Dwarf.
Yes, hold up the map. You can keep your hands on it. I'll point.
No.
Yes, he's good at it, isn't he?
Say that. I mean, you still seem reluctant to trust us for some reason. We've met every condition that you've set for us.
You and 2 others.
Exactly. Which is why I'm going to give you not back the map. I'm not going to give it to you though, and I'll hand it to the slightly less hairy dwarf. That's behind me. Cause,
the girl or the boy?
No, the girl. She seemed genuine.
I didn't do a good job of conveying her character. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm laughing inside brain.
And I'll say to her, so give it to her.
You'll say to her.
If you go back on this stone, I will rip off his arm, and I will shove it down your throat. Enjoy the map.
All right. So she takes the map, and you guys are sitting in the woods. So she pushes it up the tree trunk that you guys are standing next to. And she says, "All right, boss, tell him how it works." And he points up to you and says, "You guys came from here. Wow, that's a terrible accent. That was terrible. You came from here. We came from here, but it all went over there, right? Follow. You follow?
Apparently, I don't know where you're showing on the map. There's nothing on the map.
Yeah. It's just imagine he's being confusing. Darn, it's hard to convey confusion here. And he goes, "Oh, we're here, right? So what we got to do is get over here and then do this right this way, all right? Now, if you wait and find this one, it'll bring you there. Now, there's a different one in each world each time it comes through because I should say it's all the same world, but different time. But if we follow this one, not doing the accent, he says, but if we follow this one, it'll bring us to this one. We have to find out where this one is. Lucky for you, I can tell you where this one is. But it's not just where, it's also when. So if you're not there in the correct time frame, you have to wait another day. And if you're not there in the correct time frame, you have to wait another day. Because once per day at a particular time in a particular location, which changes every time per time you go to, this will bring you over to this place. So you got to get to this one at this time. If not, you just got to wait there. But eventually you'll see it. Now, hopefully they didn't find it, know what it is, and cover it up, because then you have to look for the damn thing like we did last time.
Oh, right.
Sorry, I didn't want to do all an accent.
So, what you say? Hang on. Can I just point this out on the map?
Yeah, you can say. Yep. Or do you want me to share the map image? Is that what you're saying?
No. I just want whichever dwarf is currently holding it. Just,
yeah.
What you're saying is, so if I hang on, let me just hold it. So if you're doing this, and hang on, no, I'm just going to keep this until you start speaking sense. Let's just carry on where we were left off. And I'm going to tuck the map inside my, I don't know, roll it up, tuck it inside my armor or whatever.
So the big pickaxe wheel carrying guy, and it's pickaxe strapped to his back. He's not like swinging it around or anything. He goes, what he's saying is, if you find where this goes, it'll bring you always to the same corresponding location in another time. But like, you don't go from the spot you're in now to the same spot you're in later. Spots move, if that makes sense.
No, it doesn't. Show us how to get home.
Boss. And he looks over at the Balaram. God, I'm trying to remember the names. It's so bad. He looks over at Balaram, and Balaram goes, all right. Look, in 6 hours, stand over there. And by over there, I mean about right in the middle where they're all killing each other. In about 6 hours. And you'll see a ball will appear. That won't be purple, though. I don't know what color it's going to be. According to this, it's going to be green. But we found that the colors don't always match up what the map says.
Okay, so how do you know that the ball's going to be over there?
And he says if you hold the map up, twirl it around, and as if you're looking through the map, it'll reveal it. And we did that when we first got here. Now, of course, we've moved a bit, so my estimations may be a bit off, but you could do the same, and it'll probably let you know that we're right.
Maybe we need to get some sellotape.
What is that?
Stick the map back together.
Oh.
Well, you guys better come with us then. And then we'll give you the map back when we get to the other side.
We don't want to go with you. Give us the map. We'll stand next to it.
Hang on. There's one thing that's been blatantly clear through all of this. What? I have kept my word.
I wouldn't say that. You stole a map from us, you thief. And the Balram looks over to Marisol. He'll fit right in, wouldn't he? You sure you don't want to come with us?
I have kept my word on everything I have said to you. You have tried to trick us, deceive us, run us around in loops, just so you can fill your pockets.
Balram goes, I've not deceived you once. I've not run you around in any circles. I've asked you to come with us. And I said, we'll lead you back to where you need to go. But you just want to play with short and sweet, thinking you got it right. But the reality is, we would have helped you if you helped us. Because that was the deal we set forth in the beginning.
And I
He's
even
cranky.
accepted your challenge.
Yeah, after you stole the map, which made it so we may not be able to get home
No,
ourselves
I'm
to complete
talking.
our mission, our journey, our adventure. And that's the dwarves talking about themselves, not your adventure or anything like that.
Oh, help, help. We can't find the door out of it. Do you remember that?
We didn't ask you to help. You did it.
Yes, you literally did.
He knows that he did. He's just trying to be like, that doesn't matter. There was no. He says there was no deal set forth at that point.
I'm not talking about a deal. I'm talking about the truth.
The truth is, we saved your lives because if you didn't know to look for a door, if you didn't go run down to touch the portal, you'd have been there and died. The supreme being would have ate your soul, your being. There wouldn't have been no God you believe in left to protect you.
I think, and by the way, he's not the supreme being. I think he might have just left us alone to go snack on some dwarves.
You're hearing cannon fire go off in the background, and lots of screams, yells, horns. You know, the sounds of war during the Battle of Waterloo. And time is progressing. And
Well,
you guys are back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It seems like neither of you are going to agree with each other.
I'm going to say to him, well, we're going to perhaps foolishly trust you, and we're going to head off. If you want to come through with where you told us where we're going to go, if it's where you said it is, you get your map back. Simple as. I keep my word.
He says, well, if you want to make it through, you might want to wait till tomorrow.
Well, he said 6 hours.
Correct. He did say 6 hours, but in his rambling explanation,
Plus or minus a margin of error.
No, there's. I don't know if you would have heard this during his rambling explanation because it sounds like you didn't, but basically, the thing keeps appearing every day at a specific time in that location that it's supposed to be in. But right now, there's a war going on where that thing's supposed to be, so it might be a bad idea to go now to it. So you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but I don't trust hanging around him.
So you're going to take the map and leave him, or are you going to hang out with him?
Well, I don't know. We'll figure it out next week.
No, we can resolve it in a matter of 3 minutes if you'd like. And then we can cut off if you'd like.
No, I mean, I mean what I say. It's like I'm not giving him back the map until we get to the side of that port.
To the other side of the portal?
Yeah.
What if he doesn't want to go?
He's not getting his map back.
All right. So,
if it's like he says, and it keeps on appearing, he can then come back here afterwards.
He says, we'll make a deal. I'll go with you. Okay. And these two stay here. Deal?
Why would you make that deal?
What's that?
Why would you make that deal?
Because we got to get the map. And I'm telling you the truth. But if you give us the map before you go in it, we can get to where we need to go quicker instead of waiting a whole damn day. But if we have to wait a whole damn day, then I'm going to get the map and come back if I have to.
And what's a day to you?
That's a day. Just remember, we're still getting a day older. But point being is, he's got to, if they need to get the map back from you, they need to go with you. Someone does. Basically, he's saying he'll go, not everybody else.
Yeah, I'm just a bit curious why.
Wait, why just him and not the others?
Yeah.
Well, no point in all of them going. He says you might as well wait here, do a little bit of scouting, maybe get some pick through the corpses, so to speak, after this little battle gets over. And then I come back,
Fine.
and ta-da!
If that's what makes you happy.
Looking for our loots. That's the whole point. I should put him as neutral. He's not very happy with you right now, BG does.
I'm not very happy with him, to be fair.
Well, he is lawful evil, so like that's he's following the deals he sets forth. He'll try to screw you to make the deal, but
I'm lawful neutral. I'm not particularly good either. So.
That's why he's like all three of these guys are evil. Just but he's the boss, so to speak. So he's making this deal, take it or leave it. Or if you go, you don't take the map. Just remember, Supreme Being is going to be chasing you down.
I got the map.
Just the same.
I've got the map. It's him getting the map back.
No. Sorry, I don't think I worded it clearly. The Supreme Being is chasing down the person who has that map because the map is stolen from the Supreme Being. So
he didn't
if the map
mention
stays
it.
with you, oh well, no one ever asked. He's just mentioning it now. So if you keep the map, you're gonna have to fight that Supreme Being at some point because he's gonna whoop your ass.
I don't want to keep the map. I just want to get home.
Right.
He's the one who wants the map back.
Just shut up and let us go do this. Come on, mate. Shut up.
I said to go, and you said I'm not going there now. Come on, man.
The battle's still going on. He says, "You want to go? Let's go."
I'm gonna go. Let's go.
I have no fear of battles. Let's head off.
All right. So you guys creep and crouch and go through hundreds and thousands of soldiers, and you notice that there is a well in the middle of the field. Well, it's not in the middle of the field. It's a well on farmland that is now a battlefield. And he says, "Let's go to the well." So the dwarf heads towards the well. And
Well.
Yeah, well. If you look down,
I reckon we should go to the well. Well,
yeah, if you look down the well, there's a green orb, glowing light at the bottom of the well. It doesn't appear that there's any water in the well.
I'm gonna dive down head first with my hand reached out and touch the orb.
All right.
I'm not going to be quite so confident as Turtle Boy.
The dwarf guy says, "Let's go. I'm game if you're game." He just kind of jumps right over the edge of the well, dives right in. Feet first, of course.
Let's jump through it.
All right, y'all jump through the well, and you end up
in Oliver Twist, London.
Oh shit, that's dumb.
Oliver. Prince Pepsi Cola's tomb.
Yep. You all come and kind of go land on the ground as you appeared out of thin air. Prince Acrosola's tomb. You notice there's a slight difference in the lighting in here. It's a little brighter than last time you went in there. And the dwarf says, "Are you happy?" And the prince goes, "What are you doing here? Who are you?"
We're back. That was easy. I was looking forward to jumping around universes.
Oh, I couldn't think of a way to make it work all that effectively.
We could. Every week we go to a different world.
Stargate. No, like I knew you guys would end up with guns if I continued with it. So I had to come up with a way to loop it back. But you're standing in front of the prince, and he says, "What do you mean you're back? What are you? Who are you?" And the dwarf goes, "Give me the map. I'm out of here." He kind of grabs the map from Jade. He doesn't he's tugging on it because you're not letting him have it.
Are we letting him have it back? We're giving the map back, are we already?
No.
Hey, you made a deal.
You said get us back where we were.
I got you back to your home. Give me it.
When is this?
And the prince looks at you guys and goes, "What do you mean when?" Then the dwarf starts giggling.
Well, how long since we last saw you?
I don't know who you. I don't know who you
Aristola.
are. You
Hey.
know who I am.
Yeah, of course we do. We're here to cure you of your disease, but obviously we've been in the wrong time.
You know of my disease. And the
Yeah.
dwarf looks and he starts scuttling back to the stairwell. He steps away.
We've still got the map, haven't we?
I shared it for you.
No, I mean,
No, I mean Jay doesn't let go of it yet.
Oh
no,
yeah,
I
you saw
shoved
it.
it inside my armor.
Yeah, he tried tugging
It's
at it.
tucked under my left breast.
He heard disease and he backed away at disease. He's not a fan of disease. The dwarf backed away. He's like, I don't want no disease. But he doesn't say that vocally. I was just hoping that's what you would understand when he backed away.
All right, I'm just making sure that we had the map tucked in. But yeah.
How different in age does he look?
He looks identical.
Okay. So we might not be that far off in time.
I don't know.
Might have gone back 20 years.
Doesn't know who you are. Maybe.
Or we're not in the right place.
And the dwarf says, well, I've got to split. And he runs away. And goes up the steps. And then you don't see or hear him after a short time.
I think we're not in the
The
right
princess,
place at all.
how do you know me?
We've been down here and spoke to you. Obviously, there's some kind of time conundrum going on.
Time conundrum. Do you know how you achieved this? Perhaps there is a time and way to return and protect me so I don't gain this curse.
We've still got the map, haven't we? Apart from one corner.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, then we could maybe we could look around for the next orb, but then we're going to be being chased by the Supreme Being. The wolf was gone.
No, that's not what he's asking.
What's he asking?
He's asking if we can stop him getting cursed.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. But he's already cursed, so maybe we can time travel back even further to before the curse.
Maybe.
I don't know how this thing works.
I'm a time traveling tool. Dr. Tort.
Oh God.
Dr. Jacker.
And besides, I'm not sure I want to play with the fates.
Oh, they're quite fun. They're triplets, aren't they?
Well,
our actions are what define us. We shouldn't be changing them on a whim, however harsh they may be.
Well, we'll soon find out how far we are because we might end up fighting each other in 5 minutes as we come walking from the other direction. Oh, hang on, I see me and I see, that's you, Jade. What the fuck's going on? Oh, they're only level 1. We can kill him in 1 hit.
I was literally about to say you hear steps walking down. But I wasn't gonna have you fight. I was gonna be like, you guys should hide. Probably.
Yeah, so it is Bill and Ted. See?
That's funny.
Yeah, where's George Carlin? Yeah.
Oh God. All right, so we'll stop here. You don't know where. Well, you know where you are, but you don't know when. And right now, you assume it could be anywhere between 1 minute to 384 years ago, depending, because that's about how long ago this crypt was built.
Yeah, but the dude we're talking to wasn't there 384 years ago.
Yes, he was. That's why they built the crypt.
No, true. Yeah.
Yep. He's the whole reason this thing is built.
True.
There's a way to prevent him from turning.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that long.
Yep. All sneaky time things. Interesting. But we shall leave you there.
We get 2,700 experience points.
Oh, do we? Why do you want 2,700 experience points?
To automatically level up to the next level for free. Obviously.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens next. But yeah, I think that was more interesting than 4 fights in the.
I imagine that
Fucking
arm
swamp.
wrestling went down like a scene in Dodgeball. You know,
In
the movie
Dodgeball?
Dodgeball.
There was arm wrestling in there? Oh, wait, yeah,
No,
there
no,
was.
no, no. Just like the epic kind of battle. Like we both rolled 20s.
Nice. Did you put a blindfold on
There,
too?
there would have been like commentators there and all that kind of shit, you know.
Oh, that's funny. You could have heard Marisol like commentating about it. Look at the sweat bead on his forehead.
Yep.
Shades, dark hair blowing in the wind slowly as no one gains any ground.
Yep.
Some trumpets blaring in the background.
That's how it went down.
It's kind of funny in the middle of the Battle of Waterloo, you guys decide to have an arm wrestling match. I'm sure.
The little mini Waterloo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Toasty. Thank
Cool.
you guys for playing.
Thank
And
you
I
very much.
definitely think that
It
was
good fun.
better than 4 swamp fights.
That was very good fun. Very good.
It was very good. Thank you very much.
No problem. What are we gonna do next week? Where are you gonna go? Let's figure it out.
Back to the Future.
You don't need roads where you're going.
You don't need teeth where you're going.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
That's from Paul, isn't it? Yeah.
Wait.
Right at the end of Paul, he says to what's the name? Gwyneth Paltrow's mum. I haven't got my toothbrush. He goes, well, where you going? You don't need teeth.
All right. Have fun.
Good
Thank
night,
you
guys.
very much.
Thank you, Drift, for watching. Have fun.
Thanks for watching,
Bye.
Thrifts. They've all gone. Bye. Good night.